This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk about Dr. Youngblood before we move on to the match and talk about WrestleMania. I want to mention Dr. Youngblood, just as a reminder to everyone listening to this. This is the guy in San Antonio who helped put Rhino, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Benoit and Edge all back together. So he's sort of the prototype. He is the example. If you have a neck injury, this is who you go see. You're going to be out a year. This is what it's going to look like. And you go a different way. And supposedly Youngblood gets wind of this and sent the company a memo explaining that if you wrestle, that you should never wrestle another match regardless. And I believe it's even suggested that he wanted to fuse not one or two, but 4 vertebrae. And that means there's no coming back. And I think he only did that because he realized you were going to go a different direction. Does any of that ring true? Do you remember any of that happening, or is this all something from the Observer that isn't exactly the story?
Well, part of it is true. Dr. Youngblood did tell me that he would have to fuse more than 2. He didn't say 4, but I was guessing 3. And I knew that if I did that, I wouldn't be able to wrestle anymore. So it's crazy how God works in crazy ways.
Yeah.
When I got home, another doctor called me and gave me an option.
Right.
And it was like, okay, I can do this. And, it was a tough decision because Dr. Youngblood was so reputable, and he did help, Rhino and Edge and Austin, but to have to retire in the prime of my career, I just wasn't ready for that. So I made the choice to have the minimal surgery and continue to wrestle. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm suffering now for it. My body, my neck, I feel it every day. And, I ended up having 2 more surgeries after that. So on my neck, all repair surgery, just to fix it up. Those are all temporary surgeries. Eventually, someday I'm going to have a big surgery. And I'm just trying to hold off as long as I can.
Well, when you say that, I'm curious. When you say I'm trying to hold off as long as I can, is it because you're nervous that your quality of life may be impacted even worse?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be out of commission for a year, and I'm going to have the big halo on my neck, and for 3 months, 4 months, it's going to be. It's just quite a. It's an adjustment, and
change your life for sure.
Yeah, and definitely not during the pandemic. I wasn't going to do anything, and especially with my kids being at home and I have to take care of them and watch them and oversee everything. For me to be laid up in a bed for 4 months or 6 months is not gonna work. So to wait for a little while and push it off. I do my daily maintenance every day for my neck and my back and my knees and all that stuff, and I continue to do it, and it gets me through the day. So I'm okay with it right now.
We haven't talked about it at all, and I realize circumstances are different, so maybe it's not even cool to bring up, but I got to ask, when you're going through this do I or don't I conversation in 2003, you got to have a conversation with your wife about what to do or what not to do. What was she saying?
She was just supporting me either way. She didn't have a problem with it. It was, I just brought it up to her and told her that I had to, have a surgery and everything would be okay. She was more concerned about the long-term effects of my neck, and if Dr. Youngblood was a better choice. And I told her he probably is, but right now I don't want to have that type of surgery. I'd rather have the repair surgery and continue on. So she said that's fine.
I also want to remind everybody, you're only 34 years old when all this is happening. You're going to turn 35 that December. But something else that was in the Observer that really stood out to me that I've always wanted to ask is, when Angle had an MRI done on his neck and also revealed a cyst on his thyroid, that the stages of cancer. Angle wasn't told about the cyst until after the Mania match, but further tests done over the past week revealed the cyst as benign fluid buildup. That can't be real, right? They didn't withhold information from you until after WrestleMania?
They did.
Really?
I'm not sure who held it. I think it was my doctor, but I don't think it was WWE. But
right.
They might have told the WWE doctor, but they sent the cyst when they tested it. They sent part of it to, and it was so. They didn't have the results yet before Mania, so they were going to wait it out until after. So they didn't want me to worry, like, oh my God, I might have cancer. And I'm glad they didn't. I respect that. I think that that's the way I would want it to happen. A lot of people probably want to know ahead of time, but me, I didn't want to. I didn't want any other bad news. So I'm glad they held it from me until after Mania.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.